Welcome to my newspaper collection. Sit back and enjoy while we travel the world through newsprint. Well, old newspapers. This is just a random collection of newspapers gathered from various sources. I can't even name them all, but I could name a few. This one in particular, very nice front page artwork from the Vancouver Sun, promoting the Vancouverism, BC Boosterism, etc., etc. This one came from Mike Smith's estate, the stevedore, who liked to collect all things travel, transportation, and Vancouver. These two, I think I had them before. They might have been from George W.T. Bush, which these were from. This is his wedding edition of his newspaper from 1922. And this was his retirement paper from the Sun, 1949. Wow. Anyways, that's the little clipping he highlighted there. CP Expressman, honored. He worked for the CPR his whole life and traveled by steamship every year to a new destination. Served in World War I and World War II as a ARP warden for Kitsilano. This is an early page, unfortunately, not a complete section, from the North Shore News, 1922. Very rare, but there's a nice article on lumbering in British Columbia. And they're not talking about walking slowly. Oh, look, here's a more recent paper from North Vancouver, the Progress 1974, with a John Horton painting on the cover. He's still painting today, I believe. This is the Citizen, West Vancouver, North Vancouver. Oh, look, some Star Weeklies, our favorite newspaper from the 50s, kind of pulpy. They had lots of fiction articles and stories. There's a whole section. These are the fiction sections that were saved, which always had great illustrations from the end of the illustration era. There we go. No Place for a Girl. A lot of the articles were geared to women, and so it was a very innovative paper for its day. And look, oh, well, this one geared to men. It's got the 66 Thunderbird on the cover and a model sitting on the car very uncomfortably, but she matches the color perfectly. Oh, and look behind. The Daily Colonist from 1871. Well, 1971. This was the 100-year reprint. And, well, it's just one page, but that was a pretty fancy paper that they did in 71. Here is a reprint of VE Day Celebration Tribute from the Vancouver Sun, 1995. But here's the original, the Peace edition of the Vancouver Sun, 1945, May 7th. So, victory in Europe, indeed. Here we have the Province from, well, sad day, 1968, April 10, the funeral for Dr. Martin Luther King. Then over here, there's a one-pager from 1947. Oh, with a slash proposed in the cost of veterans' houses. Well, that would be appropriate. Oh, look, there's the BC Living Province section of the old Shell building on Burrard Street, which sat abandoned for many years in the 90s, 2000s, and then languished as an empty hole in the ground, and then finally became the Trump Tower, and then it got rebranded. So that piece of real estate has had quite a lot of history. That's from 1957. It's rare to see that building photographed because, well, it's rather unsightly. Or at least nothing to write home about. Look, here's just nothing more to write home about, but a nice ad from Cunningham's drugstore. Oh, here's a nice page from May 8, 1945. Germany lays down their arms. The war is over in Europe. Well, taking a step back, 1940, RAF blasts the heart of Berlin. This page came from Mike Smith, or Mike Brown. Did I say Smith? I meant Brown. Here, another page from Mike's collection, from the News Herald. Russian scheme Bard to take over Berlin. He was living in Berlin all through World War II, so that's why he had a great interest in the history of the war, and he immigrated to Canada shortly after the war, so he made Vancouver his home and was very interested in all things related to aviation, transportation, the shipping industry, and it's quite a legacy to have survived the war in Berlin. Here we have the Landy cover, How I Beat Landy, Vancouver Sun final edition. I scanned this page so you can see a nicer, cleaner scan online. Drug overdose killed jailed man. Why, that's front page news in 1955. Did I get that right? Yeah. And Miss Eskimo becomes Miss Grey Cup. Little bit inappropriate, to say the least. Oh, look, it's Spencer's 1968th anniversary sale advertisement. 1930 something. Here, look, 67. Oh, this is 1940, so the other one is 1941. Sorry, I thought it was 30s. Great ads. The department stores always had the best full-page ads. Oh, look, it's the Woodward's ad. This one's from 1956, the Great Fall Sale. Wow. And here, Bay Day, not to be outdone. The Bay was also a long-standing advertiser from 1956. Oh, look, it's the Simpson Sears Win a New Cadillac 1957, the greatest contest they ever held. I hope they gave the car away, because that's not fair to say it's a contest if no one wins. But surely someone won. Look, the grocery store you completely forgot about. Tomboy, the old Tomboy food stores. Your Best Buy in 56, grand opening from the province. Oh, and look, there's a nice front page Saturday magazine section, 1947, Vancouver in July. And then, not to be outdone, Summer in the City, I thought it was 72, it's 1982. And a Sunday comic section from 55. Oh, look, it's in outer space, Victoria Daily Times, just a one-pager from 1965. Astronauts splash right on target. And here's the Herald. Tempers Flare. Oh, the Surrey Herald. 1969. And a leisure section, an artist for Indians. Here we have TV in Fairyland. 1981. Oh, look, it's Expo. Jim Pattison. $20 million, we made it. We broke all the records, October 4, 1986. And Savoring the Past, the old aristocratic tribute from 2011. Nice page, nice layout. And here, the Penthouse nightclub gets a full review. Aaron Chapman's great book from 2012 edition. Here we have the Christmas display from 2012. Also looking back at Christmas through the years. Oh, this one's out of province. San Francisco Examiner, when Frank Sinatra passed away. And an old News Vancouver Courier, 90 years old. 98, I guess. Here we have the golden age of travel. This was obviously Mike Brown's collection. And here he printed this out. The Vancouver airport turns 80 back in 2011. And I made this old reprint from the province, the famous Wait For Me Daddy photograph when it made it on the front page, October 2, 1940. That's from microfilm, but I cleaned it up a little bit. Here we have, we're finished the newspaper. This is a poster from a label catalog from my old hometown of London, Ontario. The company still making cardboard boxes to this day. But they made some great labels too, as you can see. I laid them all out from catalog format to poster format. Early 20th century. All the different syrups and sodas and medicinal alcohol, etc. Oh, and finally, we have a poster on how barrels are made. From the Associated Industry, well, the Associated Cooperage Industries of America. This is an American amalgamation, but this poster was found at Sweeney Cooperage, appropriately enough. And that is the end of my little video tour of my oversized newspaper album, which I've always meant to put together. Finally, I put all the papers in one book. So that's as it stands on this day. Thank you for watching.